The famous writer Mark Twain had a precognitive dream, but it wasn't for what you might expect. Like many of the authors I've discussed, most of them got their ideas from books. Mark Twain was the author of Tom Sawyer, as well as The Adventures of Huckleberry Finn. Many of Twain's books took place on the Mississippi River, where he grew up. Mark Twain had a younger brother. Mark Twain's real name was Samuel Clemens, and his brother Henry Clemens was very close to him. So close that he was portrayed as Sid in The Adventures of Tom Sawyer. Mark Twain and his brother liked to make extra money working on steamboats. Mark Twain actually means 12 feet deep in boating terms. A few days before they were to embark on a trip up the Mississippi for money, Mark Twain had a dream about his brother. It was a vivid nightmare. Mark Twain dreamed that his brother was laid out in a metal casket with flowers on his chest in the shape of a white heart, and in the center were red roses. After Mark Twain had this dream, he told his entire family, as it was very unsettling to him, and he was very worried. But his family assured him it was just a dream, don't worry about it, and they continued on their trip. As some of his stories, he was an obstinate man, and during the trip he made enemies with the captain, so he got removed from the boat and had to take another boat. Still concerned about the dream that he had, he told his brother what should happen should there be an explosion, because that was common on ferry boats. Henry Clemens assured his older brother that he would be all right and that they would get back together when they reached their destination. But just as Mark Twain feared, there was an explosion on the riverboat, and his brother was killed. Mark Twain was devastated, feeling that he should have been able to save his brother considering the dream that he had. But he turned pale white when he walked into the funeral home and saw his brother lying in a metal casket just like he had dreamed. And as the funeral continued, they laid flowers on him. And it was just like he had pictured, white flowers with a red rose in the center. It was in the late 1800s that the Society for Psychical Research was founded, and Mark Twain became a member, trying to figure out how he was able to predict his brother's own death all the way down to the casket and the flowers, yet not be able to do anything about it. Mark Twain retold this story many times, and his family can vouch that he really did have the dream before his brother was killed. Sometimes the most frustrating thing about having precognitive dreams is not being able to change the outcome, especially if they're bad. But that doesn't mean that we should stop trying. Please, keep dreaming.